Here's your wrestling news for February 12th, 2026. Your headlines for today include another WWE star out of WrestleMania 42 after severe ankle injury update, truth behind Royce Keys' sudden WWE exit talk, WWE lays groundwork for New Japan Pro Wrestling talent amid AEW buzz, touching WWE 2K tribute leaves fans emotional, inside WWE 2K26's CM Punk mode featuring matches he should have won, WrestleMania 42 to feature 3 star-studded celebrity matches, update on Private Party's AEW contract and 13-month hiatus, The Undertaker questions edge and grit of modern WWE roster, major update on Dibiase Jr.'s mistrial bid in $77 million welfare case, and more. Chelsea Green's injury is more serious than initially believed and could impact WrestleMania season. On February 11th, Green revealed via Instagram that she suffered a broken ankle, contradicting earlier reports that described the issue as a sprain or minor bruise. She shared the update through her stylized Chelsea Chronicle, presenting it as a dramatic newspaper-style headline. Ankle break, split prevails. Nation watched in horror as resilient president finished wrestling match on live TV. The post also included an X-ray image confirming the fracture, effectively putting speculation to rest. The announcement marked a clear shift from her tone just days earlier, when she jokingly demanded a tuxedoed assistant and a back-warmed wheelchair for SmackDown appearances. As of now, no official recovery timeline has been disclosed. While ankle fractures can medically heal within 6 to 12 weeks, returning to full in-ring competition typically requires a significantly longer period due to wrestling's high-impact demands. In many cases, that recovery window can extend to several months. With WrestleMania 42 approaching, Green's availability for the event is now uncertain. Online rumors began circulating that WWE's newest signing Royce Keys had been released before even appearing on weekly television. The speculation stemmed from claims regarding his age, with fans suggesting he may have misrepresented that information during the signing process. The discussion gained traction after Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer stated that the former Powerhouse Hobbs was 41 years old, despite allegedly listing himself as being in his 30s for WWE. That claim led to widespread online assumptions that Keys had been fired for falsifying his age. However, that narrative has since been publicly disputed. Corey Hayes of Bodyslam.net addressed the rumors directly in a post on X, clarifying that there is no truth to the firing claims. In case there was any doubt, no Royce Keys Will Hobbs has not been fired from WWE, and the age story shouldn't even be a story, he wrote. Keys already made his official WWE debut earlier this year in the Men's Royal Rumble match, entering at number 14 and eliminating Damian Priest during the bout. Further adding to his momentum, WrestleVotes reported during a recent Q&A session that Keys is expected to join Friday Night SmackDown moving forward. He is reportedly set to appear on Friday Night SmackDown this week in Dallas, Texas. Given that he eliminated Damian Priest from the Royal Rumble, a potential WrestleMania season feud between the two could naturally develop. With rumors now addressed and a SmackDown debut looming, will Keys make an immediate impact? And could Priest be waiting for payback? David Finlay's time with New Japan Pro Wrestling appears to be over, and both WWE and AEW are said to be keeping a close eye on his next move. After more than a decade with NJPW, Finlay closed that chapter at the New Beginning in Osaka on February 11th. He lost to Callum Newman in a singles match and followed it with what was presented as a clear farewell. After the bout, Finlay bowed to the crowd, embraced NJPW Booker Ghetto, kissed the NJPW logo at ringside, and said thank you before walking to the back. He later shared a photo with the War Dogs faction, reinforcing that his New Japan Pro Wrestling tenure has concluded. According to Bodyslam.net, Finlay's name has already been discussed internally within WWE. While there's no confirmed contract, sources indicated that he is firmly on the company's radar. One report also suggested WWE may have a natural entry point through his younger brother, Uriah Connors, who is currently part of NXT. At the same time, AEW remains strongly in the mix. Earlier this month, Self-Made Pro reported that Finlay has been engaged in deep discussions with AEW about a potential dual agreement, one that would allow him to primarily work in the United States while still making select appearances for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Despite David Finlay wanting to go to WWE and actively trying to get signed there is now an extremely high chance that David Finlay ends up on some kind of dual deal between AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling, Self-Made Pro reported. With leadership of the War Dogs, multiple championship reigns, and over 10 years in New Japan Pro Wrestling, Finlay enters free agency with significant leverage. His next destination, whether exclusive or shared, could impact both WWE's and AEW's roster plans moving forward. Will WWE move quickly to secure him, or does a dual deal offer the most strategic path to the next chapter? Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. WWE 2K26 is adding a personal touch to CM Punk's in-game model, and it's one that longtime fans will immediately recognize. This year's character design includes Punk's Larry paw tattoo placed prominently on his stomach. The tattoo honors his dog Larry, who passed away last year. Its inclusion is a subtle but meaningful detail, effectively preserving that tribute within WWE gaming history. Beyond cosmetic updates, 2K has officially revealed the full lineup for CM Punk's Showcase mode in 2K26. The mode blends historic matches with select what-if scenarios covering multiple eras of his career. The confirmed historical matches include versus JBL at SummerSlam 2008, versus Rey Mysterio at Armageddon 2008, versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania 27, versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 29, and the following. The mode also includes fantasy scenarios, such as dream matches against Stone Cold Steve Austin and Eddie Guerrero. Another featured match has Punk teaming with AJ Lee against The Miz and Maurice. With both personal tributes and major career highlights included, 2K26 appears to be positioning CM Punk's Showcase as one of the most expansive in recent memory. Do you think the missing Money in the Bank 2011 match leaves a gap in the Showcase, or does the overall lineup still deliver? WrestleMania 42 may once again lean into celebrity involvement, and several recognizable names are already being linked to the event. One name that appears to have confirmed at least some level of participation is Stephen Amell. The actor, who previously competed in WWE and appeared at the original All In event, recently spoke on iHeartRadio Canada and suggested he will be present during WrestleMania weekend. I'm not up to date with AEW. I'm certainly up to date with WWE. We're on the road to WrestleMania. I think we're going to make a cameo on Night 2 at WrestleMania this year. While Amell specifically mentioned a cameo, there have also been rumors about potential in-ring involvement. At this stage, it remains unclear whether his appearance would be a brief segment or something more physical. Another high-profile name reportedly linked to the event is Bad Bunny. Reports suggest he is locked in for WrestleMania 42, with speculation pointing toward a possible showdown with Logan Paul. Given both men's prior in-ring experience and mainstream visibility, that pairing would fit WWE's recent celebrity strategy. Adding to the speculation, iShowSpeed teased a potential appearance when discussing WrestleMania season on Yahoo Sports. We got WrestleMania coming up. You might see me there, maybe not. I'm not trying to get beat up, we'll see. At this point, only Amell has publicly hinted at confirmed involvement, while the others remain in the rumor phase. Still, WWE has consistently used celebrity moments to enhance WrestleMania's crossover appeal. If multiple celebrities are indeed part of the card, should they compete in matches, or are cameo appearances the better fit for the event's biggest stage? Private Party have been absent from AEW television for more than a year, prompting questions about their status with the company. However, Fightful Select has now provided clarification on the situation. Over the last week, we've asked about the status of Private Party with a mystery team. We didn't get a specific answer on if they are the mystery team on Dynamite competing for a title shot. However, we were told that Private Party firmly remains under AEW contract and that they are still with the company. The report further noted that multiple sources indicated fans are more than likely to see the duo back in AEW rather than jump ship elsewhere. When asking a number of sources about Private Party, everyone that we spoke to said that we could expect to see them in AEW before we would WWE. Despite their absence from television, there have been quiet signs of activity. Sean Ross Sapp added that Mark Quinn was backstage at an AEW event a few months ago, though there has been little update since. Mark Quinn was backstage at an AEW event like a couple months ago, but I haven't heard much since then. As of now, there are no confirmed creative plans in place for the team. They remain under contract, but off-screen. The Undertaker is once again sounding off on the current state of pro wrestling, and this time, he's calling out what he believes today's stars are lacking: grit. Speaking on his 6 Feet Under podcast, the WWE Hall of Famer reflected on how the industry used to weed out the weak through physically and mentally demanding systems. "I think with Bill DeMott and Al Snow, that was how it was done for generations," the Undertaker said. "Whether it was right or wrong, they were trying to weed out the weak, because you can't come up here and be weak. The grind is too hard physically and mentally." While he acknowledged the positives of the modern system, including the WWE Performance Center and a stronger focus on athletic recruitment, he argued that something has been lost along the way. "They need a little something that gives them an edge," he said. "That's the fine line. Does it need to be the extreme that I went through? No, but there is that sense of true struggle." The Undertaker then reflected on his own early years, recalling the sacrifices he made to pursue a wrestling career. "Once I decided I was leaving school to be a professional wrestler, everyone told me, 'You're stupid, you're making a mistake,'" he said. "I refused any help. I had a huge chip on my shoulder. There were times I was sleeping in my car, bouncing through clubs just to scrape up enough money to go to wrestling school, going to shows where you lose money." He believes those hardships helped shape the persona he eventually brought to WWE, and questioned how modern wrestlers can develop the same toughness without facing similar adversity. "Obviously, we don't see that kind of struggle now, but there is something missing at times: the edge, the grit," Undertaker said. "I don't know how you create that, but a lot of times you can see it in the product. The little bit of struggle you go through translates into what you do." This latest episode builds on his earlier comments from 2024, when he praised today's athleticism but cautioned against relying too heavily on flashy moves over storytelling. Now he's drawing a direct line between the lack of real-world struggle and what he sees in the ring every week. As one of the most respected voices in wrestling history, The Undertaker continues to challenge today's generation, not out of criticism, but from a place of pride and passion for the business. The federal case against former WWE superstar Ted Dibiase Jr. has taken another significant turn. Dibiase is facing multiple charges connected to Mississippi's $77 million welfare fraud scandal, and his legal proceedings remain under close scrutiny. According to PW Insider, the United States District Court for the Southern District of Mississippi has denied Dibiase's motion for a mistrial. The request came after a medical emergency involving his lead attorney, Jason Scott Gilbert. Dibiase's legal team argued that Gilbert's health crisis prevented him from continuing with the defense and asked the court to restart the trial once he had fully recovered. Judge Carlton Reeves rejected that request, stating that restarting the trial would be particularly difficult given the extensive media coverage the case has received throughout Mississippi. Instead of declaring a mistrial, the court ruled that a new court-appointed attorney will immediately step in to represent Dibiase. The legal fees for the replacement counsel will be covered by the court. The ruling also allows Gilbert to reassume his role if he recovers before the trial resumes. The trial, which has been paused since late January, remains on hold until February 22nd. If convicted on all charges, Dibiase could face a sentence of up to 45 years in prison. Ahead of her women's world title opportunity, Thekla explained why AEW was always the destination she envisioned. Thekla spoke openly about her decision to sign with AEW during an appearance on Talk is Jericho. According to her, the choice came down to creative freedom and cultural fit. "I had always told my friends back when AEW first started, I was like, hey guys, just so you know, this is where I'm going to be at some point, so just heads up. So then my cocky attitude kind of led me also to be like, you gotta follow up on that one." When asked about WWE as a potential path, Thekla was candid about why it didn't align with her personality. She pointed to the company's structured system and branding approach as factors that gave her pause. "When I first started watching WWE and learned about how things are done over there, I think generally I didn't love the idea of having to not do things my way. Everybody knows that you gotta drop your name and have to do whatever somebody tells you. I'm not great with authority. When AEW started, I thought, okay, something new. I love a good underdog. And I just liked the melting pot of people who started there. It just had more of a punk feel and more of a fresh feel. I was like, that's probably a good place for me at some point. For Thekla, it's validation of a choice she says she made years ago. Don't miss our next video coming at 5:30 p.m. Eastern with all the latest wrestling updates. Smash that bell icon and select all notifications so you're always in the loop.